Welcome everyone to the All American Prepper coming at you from the bunker. We got it. We got batches. We got everything locked down here, and we're ready. So as we wait on this big bad hurricane to come, and I've gotten everything ready that I know to do. Got water, literally everything. So I hope that everyone that's in the path, is ready. My dang. So I hope everyone's ready for this hurricane. And I wish everyone the best of luck. We just never know about these things, It could be a mean one, like I think it may be, or it just could be another one. You never know. As I was running my 7 miles this morning and getting wet while doing so, because it was already raining here. I was running over my head. I'm like, man, are you ready? Are you ready? You got everything. And as far as I know, I have covered all my bases. And y'all, remember this. Hey, Strict 99. What's up, my brother? I'm ready for the hurricane, as ready as anyone can be. And I sure hope, I feel for the people, there's a lot of homeless. I've seen it, and I hope that the homeless have found somewhere to seek refuge from the storm. And I have to get back with that. But I finally got some rest and got Dad settled in, and we're as ready as we can be. That's all I know, is I'm as ready as I can be. And I've been working out just to relieve stress and to get in shape, but the working out helps. But that's what's happening there, Strict 99. I've been working out. I ran my 7 miles. I came home, did a little short live, and I really wasn't paying attention to the chat or nothing. I was just talking. All right, buddy. Good to have you here too. So, I've just been working out really hard. It helps relieve stress. That I've learned through the years, and it helps me get a little bit of sleep. If I get absolutely exhausted, I'll sleep. Really hard. I did a short live when I got back from run. I worked out some more, and then I was able to give me about probably 2 hours of sleep, so I'm feeling good. That's us. We are ready. I'm on the way home from Orlando to Crystal River. All right, man. You think you're going to have any flooding up there at Crystal River? How close are you to the river? I know down here where I'm at, we got any decent rain whatsoever, the Alphi comes up really high. So I'm not sure how that Crystal River reacts. Unfortunately, though, it does not come with a barrel or a branch, so that's unfortunate. Okay? I'm still trying to figure everything out about that there, buddy. I'm working on it, man. But I'm sore. I pushed a little too hard. But that's a good thing. You know, I'm trying real hard to get in shape. And I got a couple of MMA fights coming up. So I got to be in shape. Let's see. Jimmy, I'm lost, brother. I ain't even lying. I have no clue what the hell. I think you're running some kind of prank on me. I just don't get it, brother. It's over my head. I'm not sure. Above my pay grade. That's all I know. It's above my pay grade, bro. So, what's up? Stay safe out there. I'm trying. Living life to the fullest. Hey, good to see you. It's been a while, all right. I just don't get it there. Okay. Hey, AP. Hey, Shannon Lee. I think we're going to be all right. Think if you rose with the flood, maybe homes on the water, but hoping for the best. Yeah, that's a good way to go right there. You know, just hope for the best. Y'all got to remember, you know, a lot of people, they don't know the logistics of the way I got this thing set up. But they just see a little small blocked shed. That's all they see. They don't. Be safe, sir. Don't get your feet wet. Yeah, it's a damn swamp when it rains out here. So as long as I don't go out, I won't get wet. But any rain and we get really wet out here. It's just a low-lying area, but far enough away I'm not worried about no storm surge. If we get a storm surge here, all is lost. But it's got me thinking a lot, you know. I got these MMA fights coming up, and I'm getting ready for them, man. I'm getting stronger every day. Soon I'm gonna have to start cutting back on my calories just a little bit. Got to make weight. I know God will carry y'all through the storm. Y'all are good people. Thank you, Shannon Lee. Thank you for that. I believe so. God's got us. I need to be eating more. Yeah. You know, I mean, I'm going in this fight. The first one I'm going to be going in. I got a couple of other guys that have stepped up to the challenge, but they got to come to me. That's the only thing, because I can't travel for the fights. I can't do it. I'll fight local. Okay, man, you got some stuff. Original. Okay, he's an historian. He's got M1 carbines, original weapons such as Grant's. Even your grandfather's World War II uniform. That is awesome, bud. Awesome, man. Cool. So, we got everything covered. That's all I know to do. And I'm looking forward to these MMA fights, man, because I really need to blow off some steam. I do. So I am looking forward to that. That's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun. My first one is I'm probably going to be pretty tense in a good way, you know, just focused. And I got a lot of pent up aggravation. I just have a lot going on in my life. You know, my dad over there passing away. And they don't know, you know. My daughters finally took him to the ER. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Let me spell your name. Liamryn LIAMRYAN 2783. Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Phones, man. I'll tell you what. Yeah, God bless you. Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate it, man. Every bit helps. And I'm glad that thing quit ringing. So I just hope that everybody is ready for the storm. I'm ready. And you know, I'm a tactical athlete. That's what I thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate you. I wish I would say that, but I know I would butcher that because I had that heat stroke a long time ago, and it really messed up my pronunciation. But thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm excited. I mean, I'll be glad when this dang storm is done and over with. And worried about Dad, you know, as usual. The new pain medicine they got him on, though, is helping his quality of life a lot. So that's a blessing. You know, it's a blessing. And then when I do get to go back to work, you know, I'm lucky to have a job that they're holding for me. The Guardian 56 said, would it help to live in a raised shipping container house? Will your shed flood? No, I'm not going to flood because I got it blocked up pretty high. So I should not flood. We've had some hurricanes come through here, and I mean through here, and I haven't ever flooded yet. And I don't think I'm going to flood. I don't think so. And I do have sandbags. So if it was starting to look like I was going to flood, I'd bag it in. And luckily my neighbor has some of those pumps that you, it's a sump pump. As funny as that sounds, but gonna pull the water out. So I could just sand, and it's not a big area, just sandbag this in, and then throw a pump in here to pump the water out as the water, you know, leaches up through the ground. I believe I'll be fine. I got this. I'm sure of it. Good man, I was thinking about you for a couple days. Yeah, all right. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, my stuff, I should be great. I should be good. And, you know, again, you know, back to the 5-gallon buckets. Most of my stuff is stored in 5-gallon buckets. So they're waterproof. So just about everything I got, really, you know, just about everything I got is in 5-gallon buckets. So, and I got them that way for a reason. And originally I stored stuff that way just to make it easier to tote. Because before I moved into here, you know, I was homeless. And because I'd ran out of money. Strict 99, they are saying this could be an historic event. You know, And isn't it ironic, if you watch my earlier videos when I was talking about this here, and at first they were saying, oh, it's just tropical storm and no big deal. And I was looking at the storm and I was like, this is going to be a big deal. This one could be a major storm. And it's kind of ironic, I'm just a dang old redneck, right? But I am educated. Don't. Yeah, I did have a heat stroke. And I do got this southern drawl, but I am educated. And I just could look at it and knowing how hot that water is out there and just everything set up for it to be a really serious storm. It is. And I knew it. And then, of course, after I say it, then they're like, whoa. The Guardian 56, sorry to overshare here. Oh, you're good. You're not a problem, man. You're good. You're not oversharing at all, brother. I don't hide anything. I don't hide anything, brother. You say sorry to share, but going back to work after getting clipped at work and seeing my mom to the end of terminal illness was game changer. Do what you have to do to get back to work. Work does something for a man. It will heal many of your pains. Yes. That's facts. Thank you, Guardian, because that's facts. And you're not oversharing, man. We're like an open book. On this channel, we put it out there. At least I do. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Literally. I put it out there. I mean, even for the trolls that want to talk smack, I tell them where I work at. I don't know any YouTuber that's like, lets them know where they work at. I let them know where I work at. Come on, I would prefer it, though, if we settled it in the cage. That way, it's all legal and more civil and more professional about it, being more of a man about it, a real man will just, accept the challenge and step up in that cage. Thank you, Shannon Lee. I appreciate you. You are such a sweet person. Bushcraft rebooted. I lost my business a few years ago. I went from hero to zero overnight. My life will never be the same. Yeah. When I lost my MMA school, I feel your pain somewhat. Now, I don't know how extensive, but it's always been a dream of mine to have my own MMA school. Will you stop that growling, your brother? So, it's always been at my dogs down here growling. But it was always a dream of mine to have my own MMA school. And I finally did it. I was like, yes, I finally have my own MMA school. And then the stupid came along, and I'm another small business casualty to that stupid thing. And so now I'm working as a bouncer again. Thank you, Shannon Lee. Shannon Lee says, I appreciate you and Miss Prepper 100%. Thank you. And we appreciate you, Shannon Lee. We do. We appreciate you. You're a channel member. You're here. Stop growling, bro. And we appreciate you. We really do. We appreciate the support. And it really means a lot to us. And because, little Miss Prepper, she has really seen me go through the struggle, I mean, when we got together, I explained to her what it was I did for a living and about the contract and work. And she was good with it and all. And then she got to see the really nasty side of it, when my battle buddy didn't make it back home and what his wife went through. And And then she put her foot down and said, "You're not doing that no more." And I was lost. I didn't know what the hell. I didn't. That's all I've ever known. That's all I've ever known what to do. That's all I've ever done. The Guardian Angel 56. Bushcraft, I lost. Parent. I'm sorry about this heat stroke, man. I'm saying use of my right hand, and I am partially paralyzed, but I do what I can with what I have. That's being a fighter. That's swinging for the ropes. Doing what you can with what you got. I set a goal people may laugh at. No, not here. They better not. My girls always have fresh fruit in the house. Well, I'm not laughing, but you got me there. You understand how she feels, Shannon Lee? Oh, well, I hope you haven't lost someone close to you, like that, She saw what my battle buddy's wife went through, and she's just like, I'm not doing it. You're not doing it. The Guardian, my life is not my dream, but I make my life what I can with what I have. That's what you do. You use the tools you have at hand. You use what you got. That's facts, man. I was living my dream. I was the master rigger at the skydive school. 27 years of jumping. 93 to 2020. You had a good run. Good run there. My school, my MMA school, stop growling, bro. My MMA school, man, it was doing so good. And to have lost it it was really doing good. Shut up, bro. This dog, man. Chill out. I think he was dreaming. Sorry about that. Dang dog's kind of crazy. It is what it is. So, yeah, I was living the dream too, man. I had my own MMA school. Had some really good students. Really good students. And when I mean good students, I'm not talking about just technical. I'm talking about some really good-hearted people. Some really solid, good-hearted people. And it really broke me when I had to close. I was so broken. But I did not give up. And I stayed the course. And I haven't been able to open one back up yet. I've had one thing after another happen in my life. And it's just been a constant struggle. It's been a constant struggle. And things were starting to smooth out. And then I lost my mom. And then my dad got sick. It's been one hell of a ride, I'll tell you. But, all we can do is use what we got and do the best we can. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm back working as a bouncer. And who knows, once I get everything settled, I may try to open another MMA school. Right now, I'm going to be focusing on the tactical athlete because I want to train people for combat. Because with all this civil unrest that's about to happen, with the war the way it is, I would like to have a spot to where if someone's child got their draft papers in the mail, to where they could send their child to me and me get them as well prepared as possible before the government even got their claws into them, you know. Because I truly do believe that they are going to have to invoke the draft. And hardly nobody's enlisting. The rate, nobody's enlisting. And with all these stupid commercials that they've come out for our military, it's really made people not want to. Good morning to you too. Thank you. I wish I could get that shoe. I'm sorry about Shulon Gibson. No, I don't blame him at all, man. No, I don't. I don't. I would not re-enlist. I mean, I wouldn't enlist. No, I wouldn't. And people's figured it out too. Nobody's falling for joining the military to get their college paid for, because people see the way this is going, and they know if they join the military, they are more than likely going to end up in combat. And that's a game changer. A lot of people were joining the military just to keep our military strong and to pay for their college. But now, with all this global chaos that's going on, we are going to have a conflict. We already are, really, all over. It's just a matter of where they decide to put our American troops. My name is Sue Lynn. Oh, thank you. See, that makes it easier. My name is Sue Lynn. Okay, awesome. Thank you. That helps out a lot when somebody does that. That heat stroke just really messed up a few things. What time is a hurricane making landfall? What time do they say it is, or what time is it? That's the difference, you know. Sue Lynn. Okay, thank you. I'm not exactly sure, because I'm not sure it's going to hit what they're saying. Even this late in the game, I'm not sure. I think it's going to come a little further down south. And, you know, these things are so unpredictable. They like to be on there and talk like they know exactly how many raindrops are going to fall, but they don't know. I've seen them get it wrong so many times that they really don't know. They're just doing their best guesstimate. But it's probably really towards this evening it's going to start. Anybody near the path of it is really going to start feeling it amp up big time. And I think that the storms it's going to produce is what's going to be epic. You know, not just so much the hurricane, but the storms and the tornadoes. It should be pretty epic. There should be some serious lightning going along with this. I'm doing the science with it. You would never know, you know, seeing a freaking guy with some camouflage on, you know, with a southern slang and a redneck, you know, country boy. You would never know that I actually know science. But I do. I do. And the science behind it is some serious lightning storms. And I'll tell you where I'm getting that from too. That way I'm not just throwing it out there like these other weathermen, so to speak, which I guess I'm being a weatherman now. It's funny how when something happens, how all of a sudden everyone's like a professional. It's like when the came around, everybody happened to be a doctor and know what the hell was going on, but I really follow the patterns of the earth, That's why I forage food. I live off the land. And because I work so close with the land, I study its patterns and all. And our poles are shifting. And because of the pole shifts, any major storms we have is going to produce a lot of electricity, lightning. And it's a shame, if I had the authority and the power and the resources that this government has, I would have figured out a way to catch this lightning. Because, if we could catch just one lightning bolt, that would be enough power to really, if we could catch it and store it, we would really be on to something. Our power problems would be over with. You want to talk about clean energy. Catching that lightning and storing that energy, that is literally created. And that's clean energy. And I believe there is a way to do it. It's why they don't do it. I have my ideas, There's so much money behind the system the way it's set up now that they really don't want to change any of it. They may say they do. All this Green Deal and all these solar panels and all, it's all just for show. It's all a song and dance. And it is a financial destruction for America. As we're going along with these green deals and this carbon footprint deals and all this insanity. Hey, Terminator. Good to have you in the house. I hope you're going to be on Little Miss Prepper's Ladies Not Live tonight. But the science behind it, it's flawed. It really comes down to money. It's that carbon footprint tax is the big scam of the century, man. It's a big scam. And so all these solar farms and all, it's a distraction. It is, because we can do whatever we want. But just the mere fact, there's so many people in China, and they're not going to change their ways. I mean, they're still burning coal over there. They're still doing everything the dirty energy way. And actually, they've ramped up their coal burning, their dirty fuel, so to speak. They've escalated it, honestly, because they know, you produce the cheapest power and it takes less to produce goods. And it's going to put them ahead of the financial game. And that's their plan. All this carbon tax and all this scams that the Western world is doing, that's really what it is. In my opinion, it's just a scam. We need the mask back someday. Yeah, I will. After the hurricane's over, I'll bring it back. I'm just wanting people to take this here serious. I want people to take this hurricane serious. Just that way, I mean, it's always fun to lighten up and have a good time. Like last night, our live, we had a great time. I laughed so much. It was really fun. For those of y'all that missed out, they had me pole dancing for money. Yep. So, when I go back to work, I will not be going back to work as a bouncer. I will be going back to work as an entertainer. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we were doing last night. We had a really good time. Yeah, the moose, he'll be back. He'll be back. I wore him out, man. I wore the moose out. I hope I didn't break him. We had a blast last night. We really did. We lightened things up and we just cut loose, and I let my hair down so much it's all gone. And I needed it. I had a good laugh and I really needed it. But we're going to see, this storm, we may learn some stuff from it. And, people that are not ready for these things, I just don't get it. Yeah, tactical haircut right there. Yep, that is a tactical haircut. Well, honestly, when I'm working as a bouncer, there is, where the head goes, the body will follow. And there is times that I have grabbed men by their hair and be like, come here. Not pulling hair like a little girl, so to speak, but literally, that hair is like having a rope tied to your head. And if I can get a good handful of that hair, where the head goes, the body's going to follow. And a good handful of that hair, and you can just really work somebody over. That is why I keep mine shaved. Now, this right here, they ain't enough here, and I keep this a little bit, it ain't oiled up enough, but when I'm working, I oil it up, and it actually looks decent, not like freaking a mess like it does right now. I have seen bikers get each other by the beards, yeah, I don't have enough. Mine, I really, it may look more than it is on here, but mine's really thin because I got mine cut way up here. And I have my reasons. And I'll tell you why. See, mine could be thicker, but the reason why it's so thin is I have it cut up here, all the way up to here, to where I can seal a gas mask. With this facial hair, I got it cut so far up that I can still wear a gas mask. And where I live, we have a lot of trains carrying a lot of airborne chemicals that if they were to get derailed without a gas mask, you wouldn't make it. That's facts. These, for these phosphate mines, these trains are carrying some very nasty chemicals. And anybody that lives in Polk County, especially towards the southern end, they need to get gas masks. They do. And they need to be able to seal it. It's so bad. Some of these chemicals that these trains are carrying down here for these phosphate mines to work, some of these chemicals are so bad that everyone should get some Gorilla Tape to where they can Gorilla Tape off their doors. I mean, that way none of that can make it into their house. Because they're carrying a lot of nasty chemicals. A lot of nasty chemicals in these trains down here. And if there's ever a derailment and you're caught downwind of a cloud of them chemicals, it's going to be a bad day for whoever gets caught in it. It is. These chemicals that they carry, I really don't want to say what all they are, but they're nasty and they're very corrosive. I'm trying to say it without saying it, but I'm just going to say it, man. It'll eat your skin off. You get caught in a cloud of some of these chemicals they're carrying in these trains, it'll peel your skin right off. If you breathe it in, you're done. There's no coming back from it. Well, I better run making beard and biscuits for the shelter. Look, I'm making beard, making bread and biscuits for the shelter. Love y'all. Please be safe and prepared at all times. All right, thank you. Thank you, Shaolin. I hope I'm getting that right. You'll have to tell me a couple times, but I'll get it right. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, the prepared artist. And TUKBYV. I have the hardest time pronouncing that. But yeah, these trains, man, they carry some nasty chemicals. And if we have a spill, we've got big problems. Tuck. Okay, tuck is good. All right. It helps when people make it simple for me. That heat stroke, everything as far as I know works great. Except for my pronunciation. It's just not ever going to be the same. I literally had to learn how to talk over. But like I said, everything else, man, I'm still cage fighting, and everything works fine besides my pronunciation. I guess that part of my brain got damaged really bad. I got brain damage. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and just, basically plead with everyone. Please don't take this lightly. Hopefully it'll just be a bunch of hot air. And it is supposed to blow through quickly, So let's just hope it doesn't stall somewhere. Tuck. Almost got a house next to a railroad track. It seemed like a great idea at the time. Glad I didn't. Yes. It's not a good idea to get a house next to a railroad track. It's a very bad idea. Some of these trains are carrying some very toxic chemicals that not if, but when something happens, it's going to be a big problem. And they will be a major loss of life. And it's sad that it takes a major loss of life event for them to correct things. But it's like when you see them put up a four-way stop on the road that's been there a long time. So that's a numbers game that so many people had to expire there before they would put the four-way up, or before they put the flashing lines up, the flashing lights up. It's really ridiculous how it operates. There's got to be a count. And after so many, then they'll do something about it. Instead of just going, that's dangerous, let's fix it now. No. And that's what really cheeses me off about our government. They send all this money to all these other countries, but it's like they don't even care about us at all. They just want our tax money. And when we don't give them enough tax money, they just print it up. They just print it up. Our debt, this is something to ponder. How could we even possibly recover from this national debt that we owe? I mean, how? It's just, there's no way. It's like we keep getting more and more and more and more in debt. And I'm thinking, who is the people that's loaning us the money to let us run this debt up like this, It's insanity. They have to know by now that they're not going to get paid back there's a lot of trickery going on, a lot of smoke and mirrors, and that wind's starting to kick up out here. You didn't miss really nothing, Red Flag. We were just talking about gas mask and how I got this cut all the way up to where I can still seal a gas mask on my face. And mostly because of what these trains carry where I'm at is why I feel that I need a gas mask. Is so when there's a derailment, because we've had that happen, and they just literally close down whole areas, and they tell people to seal their house off. But most of these places, there are these old wood frame houses built back in 1800s. There's no way you're sealing off one of them old wood frame houses. It's not happening. It's just not going to happen. Excuse me 1 second. I got to take something for my headache here, and I'll be right back with you. Oh, man. I got allergies that's really blasting me right now. And I got to find alright. I apologize for that, but my allergies are just kicking my ass right now. I guess this storm, all this wind kicking and all, but the last couple of days, my allergies has been bothering me bad. I know y'all been seeing me rub because I'm itching. I used to be a redhead before this turned gray, and it seems like us redheads, allergies, the sun, just everything gets us. Everything gets us, and I got allergies bad. And I get local pollen from a beekeeper, and it helps, but it doesn't get rid of it. Not really. Sometimes it gets so bad that my face, you'll notice here my face even swells up right here. My lip will swell up. Okay, Tuck. I'm 5 miles from railroad tracks, but the wind often blows this way. I'm mindful of that. Yeah, because you never know what is on those trains. You know, what kind of nasty chemicals are they carrying? And then what chemicals are going to turn into a gas cloud? And then if you're downwind, you could have some real problems. You know, I know a story where a train derailed and the whole neighborhood, the people were just burning. And the 911 people, they made a terrible mistake, and they told the people to get in the showers to rinse the chemicals off. They did not realize that the particular chemical was basically water activated. So when the people got in their showers and started rinsing it off, the water actually activated the chemicals and burnt them up really bad. So, you know, always remember that when you're talking to someone on 911. Now, I'm not giving out any kind of medical advice. This is a medical disclaimer. I'm not doing it. But I have a saying. I always say it. When somebody is somewhere and I'm not there, and they're asking me, and they're in a situation, and they're asking me, what do they do? What do they do? And a lot of times, you know, I'm like, look, you're there. It's your call. Because you're there. You're literally the boots on the ground there. So you need to make the call because you know more about what's going on there than I do. And I wish a lot of these 911 operators would treat that the same also. And understand that there's certain people there that they're there. They need to make that call. You know, it's easy to just read a book and go by what the book says, but I believe in you're there, it's your call. That's why, that's a flaw in our military where they have to have a green light to actually fight back, or they have to be told what to do when they're there and they know what needs to be done. They just need to be given the authority to do it, because if they act on their own, they will get in some real big trouble. But me, again, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. So, and for some reason, this ginger seems to help with my allergies. I don't know why, but it does. And ginger's supposed to be good for you, but this particular ginger, this stuff right here, it helps with my allergies. Yeah, living close to the railroad track could be treacherous. You don't know what them trains are carrying. And a lot of them carry some really nasty stuff. And where I'm at, there is trains. A lot of trains going back and forth to these fertilizer plants, carrying a lot of nasty chemicals. A lot of them are carrying a lot of sulfur. And sulfur can be pretty vicious. And some of them are carrying stuff that's way worse than even the sulfur. But that sulfur can be vicious. If that sulfur clouds up, at these phosphate mines, this is what they teach them. They're like, look, if they have a spill and there's a cloud of the chemicals coming towards them, they're literally taught to run through the cloud, run against the wind and run through it. Because if they're trying to run away and they're literally caught in the cloud, that cloud is literally going with them. Their only chance is to run against it and punch through the cloud to the other side. So, and that would be hard to do. Psychologically, that would take some discipline to look at that chemical cloud coming my way. I can't outrun it. I'm going to have to run through it. Would you be able to psychologically do that? And it's easy to say, sure, yeah, I would, but to see it, and they're literally trained to literally run through it. That way they don't get caught up in it and are literally running with it. That requires some real self-discipline right there. And, self-discipline is a life-saving discipline. It really comes down to that. Wow, I tell you what, the wind is really kicking up out here. And it hasn't even really got started yet. I don't know if y'all can hear it. I would open the door, but these dogs are going to run out, and it's just a damn mess. Actually, you know what? I should put them on their chains. I will do that in a little bit. Let them get some outside time before it starts raining. But I wanted to come on here, and I wanted to bring up the topic, make sure you got clean drinking water. Out of everything, you can go longer than you think without food. Especially if you're a healthy individual and you don't have blood sugar problems, which there seems to be another plague, is this diabetes epidemic, man. And I believe that the diabetes epidemic is and this is just my opinion, not a medical doctor. I'm just throwing it out there. My boxing coach is the one that told me this. She said, and she's also a school teacher, she's a heavyweight female world champion. And she's also a school teacher. So she is very educated. And so I listen to her very closely. Every word she says. She is a wonderful coach. And she lets me, there's certain ways that I do things that she doesn't try to make me do it her way. Because she knows that I'm trained in Muay Thai. So when I get that Thai stance and all, she knows that I fight better in that position. So she doesn't try to mess it up at all. She just uses what I have and works with it. That is what makes her such a great trainer. And she's the first trainer that didn't try to say, stop, don't do it that way, do it my way, you know. And usually you are better off if you do it the way the coach is telling you to do it. But she recognized that I am better in a Muay Thai stance than I am in a traditional boxing stance. Because I've been in so many Muay Thai fights. Alright, Timothus. Yeah, I am a patriot. I'm a patriot. You can believe that. Get off their program and their menu and go on all natural. Problems will go away. Yep. Actually, the medicine that I took is natural. I go all natural the best I can. So, yeah, I agree with you 100% on that right there. But no, I am a patriot. It's just, that has several meanings. You look at this face. This is a serious face. May not be a pretty face. Has been a well worn out face, but I'm 100% serious. And I'm a true patriot. I love America. I love this country. It is the greatest country in the world. And we have a lot to offer here. I'm just upset with the way this government is behaving and a lot of things that they're doing. I'm not happy about at all. And, you know, being a patriot doesn't mean being a slave. There's a difference. Being a patriot doesn't mean you're going to do an unconstitutional order. Know the difference. If you're ever a soldier and in the military, and if your commander orders you to do something that goes against the Constitution, don't do it. That's treason. And you may be held accountable in the long term for that. Go, go, go. It is raining where you're at, APP, off and on. We're having some really gusty wind, but it's raining. Yep, it's raining off and on. For the most part, yes, it is. But we're having a lot of wind gust. Excuse me. These carbonated beverages, you know, but they help with my allergies for some reason. I think it's the carbonation washes all that stuff down. But being a real patriot is standing your ground and going, that's an unconstitutional order and I will not comply. That's being a real patriot. You know, a lot of people, you know, Florida had more beef cows than Texas. That's facts. But now, all the cow pastures, they're either building homes on them or they're turning them into solar farms. So we're not going to be able to raise cattle. Where are we going to get our beef from? I'll tell you, their plan is to feed us that lab-grown meat, and I'm not going to eat it. I will literally go vegetarian before I eat that. I will not eat that stuff. I'm not doing it. Timothy, I'm right up here on the Georgia-Florida line from you. Awesome. That's a pretty good strategically location, because you're not trapped on this peninsula. When you're down in the deep south of Florida, you're trapped. If you don't have a boat or a plane, you're trapped. And Florida would be very easy to contain. They just come on down a little bit below the panhandle, and they could just block it off and contain us. And you're like, well, I'll get in a boat and go around them. They got boats too. And they got stuff in their boats that'll put you completely out of that water. Same with it going to the sky. They got everything. That, I think it's just like a fantasy or a dream to think that us American citizens will be able to rise up and overthrow the government. They got all the hardware, but we got the numbers. Am I encouraging that? I hope that never happens. I hope that the government gets with the program and starts helping us American citizens out and stop spending all this money and running us into this endless cycle of debt. Yeah, I-95 gets gridlocked. You do not want to be trapped on that road. And I feel that hurricane, that's what's going to happen. A lot of people's going to get trapped on that road. And wouldn't that be terrible, being trapped on I-95 in the middle of a hurricane? Everybody wait till the last minute to ditch up out, and then they're going to get trapped on that road, and that's going to end badly for them. So, after this storm blows through, you really need to make sure that whatever water you're drinking is safe to drink. Because your tap water, they're probably going to put a boil order on it. And, but if there's no power, how are you going to boil it? I'll tell you how, because I notice it every time. When a hurricane comes barreling through Florida, a couple days later, there are so many limbs piled up out by the road. So, and unfortunately, a lot of those are green limbs. You're going to have to find the dead, dry limbs, and you may have to get you an outdoor grill or build you one and boil your water that way. I know what you need to do is YouTube a rocket stove made out of block. They're easy to make. It takes very minimal amount of wood, but will put off a very intense flame. There's a reason why they call it a rocket stove, and use that. It'll really do it. So if I was getting tap water, I don't trust tap water, period. Anyhow, the stuff that they're putting in that water, I don't want no part of it. All that fluoride they're putting in that water, that fluoride is not good for you. This is not medical advice. I'm not giving out no medical advice. Just I'm stating my opinion. In my opinion, yeah, fluoride may save teeth, okay, but I believe it causes a lot more damage than good it does. But that's another thing, you know, drinking tap water could be a dangerous situation. I don't trust tap water. I'm grateful that we have well out water out here. Now, I don't have running water. I got to truck it in here. I have to manually, you know, and I hate using these plastic containers because these plastics puts off stuff that is so bad for a man's testosterone. But, so I'm hoping all these filtration systems I got will pull that stuff out. And I used 4 different filtration systems before I drank, and that's well water. That city water, that county water, they're putting so much stuff in it that I would not be comfortable drinking it. I wouldn't. So, yeah, I would not be comfortable drinking. But does anybody have any questions that I may be able to answer? Because, you know, one thing I'm going to tell you right now is, regardless if they tell you to boil your water or not, if you experience any of the storm, I would boil that water to just make sure. Because they may have, you know, integrity problem in their piping and not even know it. Until a lot of people drink some water and get sick, and then they find out the hard way when the hospitals are overrun with locals that are sick from drinking bad water, and then they figure it out that, oh man, this pipe's been busted and leaking and all this bad water's been getting in there. So yeah, there's that. But if y'all don't have any questions, I'm going to get on up out of here and get back to my regular scheduled programming. I got some more exercises I need to do and all, and I'm hungry, but I got to watch what I'm eating to make weight for my first fight. And I'm so looking forward to this fight. And I'm going to videotape the fights, and I'm going to run them on the channel. And my coach, he won't let me run fights that I win, but I'm just getting too damn old to MMA fight all the time. So I'm just going to run them. I'm just going to run them. Because these may be my last MMA fights, really. I mean, any more than I'm just damaging my body, you know, and I'm damaged enough as it is. So I will continue to train. I will continue to train my routine. I will continue to do tactical athlete training. But I think I may have 5 more MMA fights in me, and that'll... I always say this, but I keep fighting. I don't have the discipline to stop. Most people don't have the discipline to keep training and to keep fighting. I literally don't have the discipline to stop training, to stop MMA fighting. I'm just such a strange person, but at least I can admit it. You know, I just cannot stop. I love it. I love the MMA fights. I love it. It's an addiction. I am addicted at this point. It's how I deal with life. It's how I deal with stress. It's a coping mechanism. So that's enough about me. Make sure your water's safe to drink. If you are able to boil it, even if they don't put out a boil your water alert, if you're anywhere near the storm area, boil it anyhow. You know the saying, it's better safe than sorry. So boil your water. Make sure it's safe to drink. You don't want to get some water illness to where you're, well, I hate to be crude about it, but you know what's going to happen when you drink bad water, okay? And it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a rather smelly situation, because bad water wreaks havoc on your stomach. And yeah, because I have been in countries where they like don't drink the water, and I've been in places where the water was so bad, they were like, when you take a shower, have a mouthful of mouthwash in your mouth, and you keep that mouthwash, a whole mouthful of it in your mouth while you take the shower, because if any of that water gets in you, your stomach's going to be in a bad way. So that's another tip. If they got a boil your water deal going on when you're taking a shower, fill your mouth up with mouthwash. That way you don't get that contaminated water in your mouth. Because all it takes is just a little bit of contamination for you to have a really bad time. So that's a tip right there. Get you some mouthwash. And when you're taking a shower, keep that mouthwash in your mouth. If they have a boil water thing going on where you're at. Because I've been in other countries, and that's one of the first things they told us is make sure you have a mouthful of mouthwash when you're taking a shower, so none of that water gets in your mouth. But yet the locals are drinking, and it's just fine. It's like me, you know, I can live without refrigeration, and where most people, if they ate the way I ate, it would wreck their system. But I can literally leave food sitting out non-refrigerated, and my stomach can handle it because I'm used to it, to where if you was to eat it, your stomach would be wrecked. So my body's conditioned for it. Because I don't throw anything away. But I just want to get on here and warn y'all about the water situation. Just a little tip for you to keep that in your mind. You know, once this storm goes through, be aware of the water. Boil it. When you're taking a shower, keep mouthwash in your mouth so you do not get sick. And thank you for that super chat, by the way. Every little bit helps. Because when my dad passes, I am going to have a lot of expense to get out of here. Because I got to go. The family done told me. And to avoid family drama, I'm just going to leave. I'm not going to deal with it. Now, I may, you know, if I'm able to, get a lawyer and have them, but I'm not going to be on site and dealing with it, because it will be a dangerous situation, and I don't want anyone getting hurt, especially me or my wife, you know, or anyone. I don't want none of my family members. I don't want this to turn to a family feud and people get hurt over the stupidest things. It's beyond, my situation is absolutely ridiculous, man. I mean, I'm angry. It's ridiculous how much this is. I'm having to spend money that I do not have. I don't have it. And you know, money that should be going for my mom's headstone. I still don't have her headstone. Very frustrating. And yeah, I got a bad temper, so know your limitations. Know when to just cut your losses. Because if you let your temper get the best of you and you put yourself in a bad situation, it's going to cost you so much more money. And I know, because I've let my temper cost me money before, and I'm not doing it again. Life is too short to be dealing with that nonsense. So there's that. So it's the All-American Prepper. Make sure your water's safe to drink after the storm. Make sure your water's safe to drink. If you got nothing else from this, make sure your water's safe to drink after the storm. If you live near railroad tracks, get you a gas mask. It's not going to hurt. In case there's a derailment and a nasty substance is released in the air, that gas mask could be a lifesaver. And there's a few channels that's got good deals on gas mask. I'm trying to think of one. Oh, what's the name of that channel? And then I'll get out of here. Can't think of it. Next time I come live, I'll have the name of that channel that's got a real good deal on the gas mask. I can't think of the name. I'm so stressed out right now over this freaking money situation that I can't even think straight. And that'll be another problem. Under stress, not thinking straight can cost you big time. Alright, so it's All-American Prepper. Stay ready, stay dangerous, and have a blessed day.